What does this number represent? It's a big number. It never stops. It keeps rapidly increasing. This is actually the amount of waste being dumped globally this year. It's pretty shocking. Every year, the world produces about 2 billion tons of waste. The amount of garbage Japan produces annually is 43.98 million tons. What do you think is the solution for this problem? You might thought of 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. But if we were able to reduce the amount of garbage, there is no need to recycle in the first place. So what is the most important action? It is to reduce. As adults, many of us have become used to our wasteful lifestyle, and habits are hard to change. To break this cycle, education must be started early, and there is a strong need for children, the world's future consumers, to know about the importance of waste reduction. So, we've come up with a groundbreaking program called Zero Waste Camping. Today, we, Hannah, Nao, and Ellie, would like to share this idea with you.
Let's look into the details of the camp. It's a 3-day camp that is meant to be a competition. It can be located anywhere with access to basic shopping facilities. It challenges children to take eco-friendly actions and to keep their waste to a minimum. So, who are the participants? Our main targets are 5th and 6th graders. Why? This is because they're capable of understanding the environmental issues and also handling the assignments of the camp. The college students would be there as well as organizers and supporting the children. But essentially, the children would be the ones in charge and encouraged to think on their own and find the solutions on how to live a life with less waste. They're going to start the camp with limited items. They're only allowed to bring their own clothes, empty water bottle, 1 bath towel, and their backpack for 3 days. Our program is only going to provide the place to sleep, bathrooms, and the cookingware and the accommodation.
Now, let's look into how the competition works. Children would be divided into groups of 5. Each team would compete over the amount of eco points. Now, you might be wondering, what are eco points? It's basically a reward system for children taking eco-friendly action. Each group would be given this evaluation sheet, which we call e-chart. Looking at this e-chart, children would get a general idea of actions that are good for the environment, leading them to altering their behaviors and actions to more of environmentally friendly ones throughout the camp.
Now, let's look more closely at the activities. Our main activity is called Ekoping, eco and shopping. Cute, right? Thank you. Each team will be given a 20,000 yen budget and a tablet device for their research. At first, students will decide what they will need for the 3-day survival. Then, they will go buy their groceries or daily supplies while taking eco-friendly actions. 2 college students will be assigned to each group for the sport. The e-chart will be as a guideline for deciding their actions. For example, if the group members refuses to use their plastic bag and use their own backpack to put their groceries or daily supplies, they will gain 10 eco points. Once they get their supplies, they will return to the campsite.
Another activity that we have is e-cooking. At the campsite, children would have to make their own meals. When doing so, they have to be careful not to make too much food, because otherwise it will end up as waste. After each meal, the packaging of each product that they use will be counted, and the food leftovers will be weighed. Eco points would then be deducted depending on the amount of waste each group produced. At this point, we want children to realize that food is actually a major source of waste. And food packaging can also result in a lot of waste.
So far, we've introduced activities that mainly use their brains. But we also want to include activity where children can learn how to be smart consumers by playing games. So we have Eco Sports Festival. Children can earn eco points through this activity as well. One example in this is Bolo Toss game that we are all familiar with. But it's a bit different from what you did in your elementary school. Each ball represents daily items such as plastic bottle, battery, or CD. And there would be 4 baskets considered as trash bins: burnable, unburnable, bins and cans, and plastic. So if I pick the ball, CD, it should be thrown into, surprisingly, burnable basket. That's how the children will learn how to dispose different types of trash in the proper way. We have other sports that will be slightly altered for environmental education, such as energy cost relay, ecological chairs game, and eco soccer.
On the last day, children would share their reflections on what they thought was environmentally friendly and what wasn't. We want children to think how to make use of this experience to make changes in their daily lives. After that, the amount of waste will be totaled, the final eco points will be calculated, and the winning team would be announced. So, that is zero waste camping. As you all know by now, zero waste camping is not really zero waste. It's inevitable for children to produce waste. But the purpose of this program is that children would realize how much waste they're producing on a daily basis, and to realize that there are alternative actions they can take in order to reduce that waste. The experience of thinking how to do so for 3 days straight can give children the hints to also continue thinking how to reduce the waste and how to become smart consumers even after the camp. Another major hope that we have is that children would share their ideas with their families, creating a change with the adults in their lives.
In conclusion, we would like to propose this zero waste camping as a fun, environmental educational program which provides opportunities for students to learn about the importance of waste reduction and how they can take actions by themselves. Through this program, children will be able to learn while expanding their creativity and having fun. Waste is a serious issue that we must find the solution before it is too late. This might be a small step, but educating the children, the future, is crucial. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And now we'll go to the questions.
Thank you, ladies, for your very creative presentation. My question has 2 points, or twofold. The first being, with an international viewpoint, how do you hope to launch your program in places where there isn't as much nature? It's drier, maybe camping sites aren't as available. And then that's the first part, the first question. And then the second one is, how do you hope to be inclusive with this camping program to children with special needs who perhaps can't participate in all of the games and have special needs?
Thank you for your question. First of all, what was the first question?
How to launch this?
Yeah. So, how to launch this? Sorry, what was
So
the first
the
question?
first question is, with an international viewpoint.
So basically, our program is like, ideally, it should be like located in like a nature environment. But the point of this program is that if there is like a basic shopping facility, they can do it anywhere. That's like kind of our strategy for this because we want children to teach how to become like smart consumers. So for that point, we feel like it's more of the shopping facilities than the nature environment. And for the second question, for the children with special needs, we haven't actually really thought about that point, but there are a lot of possibilities that we can have. We can probably assign this like special person that would be always with the children, and that can maybe help the children if it's hard for them to participate. Our hope is that we would be able to also include those children and give the opportunity for any types of children. And I know this is like an ideal thing that I'm saying, but yeah, that's our hope. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Saliber. And Professor Takimoto?
Thank you for your wonderful proposal. I really enjoyed your presentation. In particular, there are many aspects for me to be very much interested. First, the children going to find the solutions through their activities, such as games and eco points and sports, and that it's gonna be also the fun for themselves by using gaming the process. Having said that, the one quick question. Now, before going to camping, do you have any thought about preliminary preparation for themselves, for them, or the learning knowledge beforehand and the explanation what's going on to the camping program and what is the implication of the environment? It is this question also applied for the after last day wrapping up, and you can get the winner as the echo points. Now, my question once again is do you have any process to teaching them or sharing information or knowledge beforehand and after? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. For beforehand, ideally, if the students have the knowledge of how to reduce waste, that will be a really good. That would be very good for participating in this game because they can win a lot of eco points. But we actually have the discussion time where students can discuss what they will need for the 3-day survival with the university students. So they have and they use their e-chart, which have eco-friendly actions, so they can learn while having a discussion time. So, well, if they have the knowledge, that will be great. But we are going to have a time where university students and the people who could teach them about how to be a good consumer.
Mm-hmm. Good, thank you very much. That means that throughout the 3 days and the college people can be working together with students. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Takimoto. And now we'll go to the audience for any questions. Okay, we have a lady over here, and then there's another lady over here.
ここで会場の学生の皆様からのご質問をお受けいたします。係の者がマイクをお持ちしますので、ご質問の前に学校名とお名前をお願いいたします。
Hello, I'm Futi Tao from Osaka Jogakin University, and I have a question where is the place for the camps you will provide? And for example, if you camping and then children will go to the supermarket to shopping and then come back to the camp or something like that.
Thank you for the question. Well, the name is camping, so I think a lot of you were imagining a place in the forest, but our like main goal is to make children be like a good consumer. So we were thinking of having like a facility where there's a grocery stores near. So it doesn't have to be like in the forest, or it doesn't have to be a facility that is near the forest. But we think, so this is the strength of our program, because we can do this anywhere in Japan. So
I think camping place usually don't have a lot of like convenience store or supermarket there. So it's gonna take time to go and go back. So how you gonna do about it?
For example, there is a youth hostel in the center of Tokyo where they can accommodate a lot of children in bunk beds. So even like in the center of Tokyo, this program can be like accomplished, because our main purpose is to like raise children to be eco-friendly consumers. So it's ideal that if it was like held in the forest or near the nature and still has shopping facilities. But the point is like we have shopping facilities, so I think we still can find the places where they can accommodate children in this program.
Is that too difficult to find a place? Do you know any place like that?
As I mentioned in my answering, youth hostel. There are 3 youth hostels in Tokyo right now: in Ueno, in Irabashi, and in Sumidagawa. It's pretty in the city of Tokyo, right? But still, they can accommodate more than 100 people in the bunk beds, like more than 50 rooms there. So it can be option to accommodate like where we hold this event, I think.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I believe there was somebody over here. There's a lady who had a question. Yes?
I am Shiho Sato from Hospitality Tourism College. Thank you for your presentation. I think it's a great idea. I want to ask, how would you reward children who got the highest eco point? Do you have any ideas?
So we discussed about that point, and we came up that we wouldn't want to give them something, because otherwise that would also result in waste. So it's like more of just like rewarding them for winning the game. And since it will be targeted at like 5th and 6th graders, we think that they would feel happy for just winning the game. So we don't have like an actual object for rewarding the children.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
And thank you, Ms. Otsubo, Ms. Oku, and Ms. Eishima for an excellent presentation.